right, you guys, it's your girl Sassy Ming Lee. I am here on this beautiful day, probably the most beautiful day of the week. And I have a very, very special guest on the show today with me, Mrs. Jessie Woo!
Bonjour. Good evening.
How are you, darling? I'm here. Jessie Woo is officially in the building. I am so happy to have her on the show again for the second time. A lot has changed since the last time she's been here. Here she is on BET Breaks and Set Trippin'. That's something new, isn't it?
Set Trippin' has been around. Set Trippin' has been around for like a year, so it's fairly new.
As if though a lot of people who are joining don't know who you are already. Just let us know where you are originally from.
I am from Miami, Florida. That's where I grew up, but I was born in Montreal, Canada. Both of my parents were born in Haiti, so I'm Haitian, which is why I represent Haiti the way I do.
The last time she was here,
I was doing a lot of course, like the Haitian mom skits, and I was doing a lot of just pure like Haitian skits, and then around that time I was doing the hurricane relief event. That was like right before I got to BT. Finished college 2016, and I moved here summer 2016. Not having no plans. I did Wildin' Out on MTV. I was a Wildin' Out girl. And so I knew, like, once I did that, I was like, yo, I want to still pursue television. And so I was trying to do things with those people. But, you know, a lot of times in this business, people are like, oh, yeah, I'm going to help you. Yeah, call me. Yeah, okay, we do lunch. Okay. So I was calling people like, we doing lunch? What we doing? And you know, I had people say, well, why don't you just come to New York, Jess? Why don't you come to New York? You know, I was trying to go to LA. They're like, why don't you come to New York? You know, come to New York. We're going to have a lot of things going on. This is at the Viacom building before I moved. I was like, okay, then I'm going to come to New York. I moved to New York, and they was like, oh, you really moved.
You're really here.
You're really here. Oh. Yeah, bitch, I'm really here. Sorry.
So when you got here, those people who were telling you to come to New York,
they was like, yeah, so yeah, we're gonna call you when we have certain things, and you know, I don't know, you don't really have that much of a following, you know, everything is following. And you know, most of the girls that had the followers were girls that were naked all the time. You know, they were trying to get me to be like that, and I was like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna get my following on my own. And it took a while, but then, like I said, last time I was here, I lost my job May 1st. I lost my job last year. And I just went into like crisis mode. I don't know what was going on with me. I had just got into an apartment. I had crazy roommates. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Not even thinking, I just was like, whatever, I'm gonna just post a couple of videos or whatever. Like I post here, post there, and people would laugh at it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I was supposed to be doing. So.
Yeah.
So we're here.
And we are here. How are you surviving all those times?
I had God, because honestly the savings weren't that much. I just was like in survival mode, trying to figure out what I was gonna do. And I was applying for jobs here and there, and I couldn't even get like a regular desk job. Mind you, like I got my master's in 2016. Like
And your master's was in
strategic communications, which is kind of up there with, it kind of like mixes journalism and communications with a business degree. I got my undergrad in communications 2012, 2016. I went back, graduated then. So I'm like, I have my papier. Like I have, like I'm educated, and I couldn't even find like a regular desk job. I couldn't even find a receptionist gig. You know what I'm saying? It was hard out here. Yeah. And I remember when I was working at my job, like I would come every day. I'd be like, oh God, like I'm trying to do auditions. I'm trying to do this. I don't have time for this guy. I don't want to be at this job no more. When bouquet, fly too good. Then when I got fired, I was like, I wanted to quit. I didn't want to get fired, God. But you know, I would always tell God, like, I want a job in my field. I want to entertain. And so all that time I was looking for a job, my next job was at BT, and it was a job that I didn't even apply for. So I was at a meeting for one of my friends who was putting together a comedy show. So I was at a meeting for that, and I was just giving out ideas. And this was at the Viacom building because this was a friend that I met through doing Wild 'N Out. She was at BET.
Okay.
So I'm in this meeting, and this lady comes in. I guess she was there to help with the comedy show, whatever. I didn't know who she was, but she comes in there with her kids. Her kids are bouncing off the wall. I'm like, well, damn, what's going on with these kids?
Exactly.
So she doesn't even stay. And like 2 weeks later, I get a DM, and it's the lady that was at the meeting, and she's like, hey, I've been trying to find you. I have this show on BET, and I wanted to know if you'd be interested in doing it. I just really I like the way you were speaking at the meeting. You just seem very spunky, very smart. You know, is this something you'd be interested in? I was like, yes, of course. And she was like, do you know how to read teleprompter? I said, yes, I can read. So that's how I got that job. So
just like that. Okay, so since your level up, I've noticed a lot of your fans were a little bit bothered about your accent.
Oh, they're so bothered. They're so upset.
They were very upset.
They're so upset. They're angry.
Yeah, they were kind of under the impression that you were a straight from the yard Haitian.
Yeah.
And then here you go on BET speaking regular English.
Right.
So what was your reaction to that?
Well, I have so many reactions to that because, number one, when you come to my page, obviously you're able to scroll back and you're able to see that I didn't start posting shit on my page just in 2017.
Exactly.
I've had my Instagram for about 4 years. So, smart people know how to scroll back and say, okay, when did she start doing this?
Yes.
What was she doing before that? So smart people will do that and be like, oh, okay. So this is obviously her comedic voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then there's number 2, which was, okay, so you mean to tell me that y'all didn't know that people can switch accents off and on? Is this a third world country? Where am I?
Yeah.
And, are these Haitians that are typing me this, are they in the mountains with no internet access, no Wi-Fi? Where are y'all coming from? Because it was mostly Haitian fans. It wasn't, it's most of the time that I get any type of backlash, it's always the Haitians. It's almost never anybody else. It's most of the time, 95% is the Haitians. And so, my thing was, okay, so y'all know that people can switch accents on and off. So was I supposed to just be sticking to the Haitian mom skits for my whole entire life?
Exactly.
Chapeau bas for everybody who's doing the Haitian mom skits. Chapeau bas for all the comedians who are wearing, wigs and sheets, to play their Haitian mothers. Yeah. But I figured out quickly that I was going to have to set myself apart to get a certain bag.
We saw you securing the bag on live, securing the valise with Mona Scott. How did that come about? Did that really happen and unfold on live as we watched it?
Yeah.
So she just.
So the thing is, I had spoken to her before that, which I'm not going to go into details about that, but
Who reached out to who?
Somebody reached out to her while I was in a meeting. I was in a meeting for management. So for months now, it's been like a war going on about who's gonna manage me, literally, behind the scenes. And so one person that I was in a meeting with, they were bringing all these, would you do this? Would you do that? And then her name came up, and I was like, I love Mona. He was like, well, let me call her right now. And so when he called her, he was like,
was he one of the managers in war for you? Yes. Oh, so he was showing out.
Yeah. And so when he called her, he was like, yo, guess who I'm with? And she was like, who? And she was on speaker. And he's like, I have Jessie Woo. She's like, you're kidding. My husband was just showing me all her stuff. She's fucking hilarious. And she saw the video where I was like, Mona, increase the budget. When I was like, Mona,
now I saw when you were talking about the lace
fronts. Yeah, because Shay's lace fronts always, it don't be having no lace. Yeah. The front don't have lace. So she saw that and she was like, I love her. We just talked, we had a conversation, and that was that. Weeks later, I was on live and she came on there. I didn't know she was gonna do that. And we've been after that, we hung out.